Hello, welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. This is a ladder game between Nexus of Reality in the top in red as Seraphim, in the bottom Maitz, in the blue as Cybran. Nexus, we know who he is, just try hard. Go whore, ladder whore. Maitz is a kind of new player to this level of ladder. I don't know how many games he has or how long exactly he's been playing, but he's quite a new player, and as you can see, he's whoring Cybran. I think he always plays Cybran, so the stereotypical ladder whore. So opening build order, second land from Nexus, second air from maitz. This NG, this NG is expanded to the left pretty quick, rather than using that power to make more stuff here. I think that's a mistake. So he doesn't actually need that reclaim right now. My build order for this map, I get the second NG2, it's just the Hydra, and then he goes down and gets the reclaim. Yeah, slower expansion, slower to the reclaim for Nexus, but he's using all of his mana, so he might actually be just a bit too late to this reclaim. So he has so much build power. Yeah, look at how close this is. Essentially perfect their timing on that reclaim. And third air. Bomber is the first unit gonna come out of this air factory for maitz. And he's gonna go for this expansion. This expansioneer, as somebody calls them. I honestly can't remember who calls them that, or if anyone calls them that anymore. There's the bomber. Third factory is still not started. He's just making pigeons at the minute. Okay, there it goes. Still a lot of reclaim here, reclaim here, reclaim here. Some of this reclaim is picked up, but most of it's still there to get this rock. Gonna get this rock. So Nexus, I would expect to have a bigger score advantage than he does, but and also a bigger factory advantage. But he doesn't. He actually is only reclaimed slightly more in terms of mass. Bomber, because the engineer is heading to mid to get the reclaim. Actually, what the fuck is that engineer doing there? He was just idle. This mechs hadn't been grabbed. This mechs hadn't been grabbed. He wasn't heading to these, so yeah. That was a misplaced NG that just got sniped. But that's all the bomber does. It's one NG. Nice placement of the factories here. He has the adjacency in the hydro for the air factory, and all the double adjacency spots are filled with land factories. That's pretty valuable. So mid control taken for Nexus. He's slower in his expansion. He also doesn't have an engineer expanding, which is the NG. He didn't lose an NG across here, but he has no NG expanding, so that's pretty weak expansion. And although he has mid control, the engineer that was closest to this reclaim was killed by the bomber, so he can't really make use of it. Maybe he will be pushed off this reclaim before he can actually grab it. Just T1 spam for a minute. Transport coming out on the 5-minute mark. while Nexus's air factory lays idle and so does a bomber in his base. Factory started and cancelled. While we don't see any T2 factory coming up, so he's gonna get a lot of reclaim, but he doesn't have the power to spend it. He has already grabbed this. No tanks sent to defend the left side. He does try and raid with these, and he has gotten several kills. 4 between these tanks. And actually Nexus, although he's slower expanding, he did get to this reclaim faster, although he did leave some of it behind. That's pretty bad. Maitz arrives in mid, kills a radar and an NG and finds there's no reclaim left. Of course, if he used the reclaim hack, he would be able to tell. It is really annoying that you can see what reclaim your opponent has grabbed at this command. But there you go. Don't think the Celine will see too much. Be much better if he was in this position so he can actually see the units that are coming out of the base. Yeah, tanks on this side are quite important because Maitz has sent his ACU to mid. Nexus is going to probably get this up in time, but he is power stalling now, so mass stalling I should say. Wow, he has a beefy army coming, but he hasn't sent them in, and now the PD is up and there's not a single Medusa in that army. That's not great. Let's see. Okay, building a 2 on PD. I suppose that's pretty safe. Pretty safe play. And if I'm playing against a player who has over 100 rating on me, I'm not going to be playing that safe. Because the likelihood is he's going to be more efficient. But that's what he's decided to do. I guess he's probably got burned in the past where he's had his plateau dropped. That can happen. A PD is pretty good deterrent, but usually a factory is just enough. You just make some AA from it. So this army is just gonna get trapped and do almost no damage and just leave reclaim. Not good maneuvering here by Maitz. He has no chance to actually save the army either. But he is raiding everywhere else essentially. Everywhere that he can raid. But that's not much when you consider he can't raid these. So I mean he gets like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Like, it's pretty nice. But what has he lost in return? He is behind on T2 mexes. He does not have a T2 factory even started by the looks of it. And I'm sure Nexus has, yeah, he has a T2 factory, he has a T2 P-gen. So, and the Ilshis are coming out. So he needs to regain map control now, and then he will have the eco advantage thanks to these mexes. He's actually not making any more mexes. Definitely want to make sure you grab all these buildings, all the reclaim. It's a serious boost. And one of the reasons why grabbing the plateau faster is really important. It can give you a serious edge. It's not just getting the mexes faster, it's also more so getting the reclaim faster. No T2 in this position, so he just has to try and hold on. Where is this drop going? Wherever it's going, Nexus is not even trying to stop it. Oh my god. There's only tanks here as well. Tanks and a scout. Why would you drop 4 Mantis, a scout and no engineers on this? I mean, if there's a mech there, you need like 1 Mantis to kill it. Better just drop NGs, build a PD, or just capture the mechs. It's unlikely he'd make a T2 one there at that time, so this is much better. But without arty, you probably can't kill this factory. I think you'd need like, he had like 6 tanks. He could lock this factory, kill anything that comes out of it very quickly. Nexus needs to react and start making some tanks though. He finally finishes the gun after losing this expansion, and maitz actually has some engineer in position to reclaim. It's not reclaiming though. Well, Nexus got in here, he got in just before the PD finished, killed the engineer, wiped out the entire expansion with that one Ilshavo. Nice move. T2 gun ACU now can probably just retake mid. maitz has no upgrade. Does have tech, he's finally making his T2 PGen. See one factory going to T2 support. No more than that. Well, we have 2 T2 support factories. I would actually make a new factory for NG spam and use the double adjacency to make another T2 support factory. You can probably support it, or will be able to support it soon. Still no units being made out of this, so this is seriously delaying him getting these mexes back, and also delaying the reclaim, which he never grabbed from the plateau. So he makes a gun ACU, a T2 gun ACU, and still gets raided in this position. The man just run past him. Over here, Ilshavo gets dropped. Or perhaps he wanted to drop here, but had to drop early. I should pay more attention. 4 Ilshavos. This is the power of Seraphim. 8 arties, or 4 Ilshavos in a T1 transport. That's pretty epic. If you play Sarah, you have to abuse that. Could grab these 2 and plop them down on here. If he gets to like right over here, where he's out of range of the PD, then with 3-4 Ilshavos he can kill these PDs. Probably. Unless he's very unlucky. maitz got the gun. It's making stealth now. Ilshavos continue to deny this position, and actually did have an engineer here grabbing mexes. That's a nice move. But now he has 6 Ilshavos with nothing to fight except some T1 PD over here. Nexus versus maitz. Oh, yeah. Ilshavos are great until they get overcharged. And now Nexus is taking some free damage from this stealth ACU. He could just walk into him. He has regen, he has more HP. You just want to be in range, be able to see him, and then you will win. Or just send the odd scout over. These flags are far behind. maitz being really aggressive here. Next is going to get back to full health. He's going to get his health back much faster. I mean, double the speed of that maitz is going to get it back, as maitz has no vet and no T2, obviously, because he has the Cybern gun. And Nexus has T2 gun, so he has really nice regen and more HP. Still, these Ilshavos just sitting on this base. He could take this position with this army, I think. If he knew where all the PDs were, yeah, I think he could take that. Question is if he should. He does have no radar coverage in this position. Do we have CT3 from maitz? I smelled it. Here it comes. T3 has to come sooner for Cybern than it does for Seraphim. I don't like loyalists. Not versus El Chevaux. El Chevaux are just pretty nice units versus loyalists. Just wouldn't really make loyalists very much versus Seraphim at all, because Autumns do well versus them. Make bricks. But let's see what happens. So maitz, very aggressive with the ACU. We can see Nexus almost has full HP again. Maitz does have full HP, but still only has 11k. Vilcheville's coming into the back. They're gonna run into too many rhinos. That's a 1000 mass donated directly to Maitz's base. Is Chevaux gonna get overcharged here? Or maybe they'll just die to the gun ACU. Yeah, walking towards the base, is he really gonna... He really can't commit to that. If he tries, there's engineers here to make T2PD, and there's also way too many El Chevaux. We don't see any T3 switch. T3 is done for maitz. First Loya is out. 4, 5, 6 T2 mexes. One on the way here. You should probably upgrade this one as well. It's hard to believe he never got this position back. It didn't seem like he even tried to get it back, really. Just kind of gave it away. So pretty weird. Not sure what this Medusa spam from the base is about either. We're not actually going to this position. We can see a large score advantage though. If we look at reclaim, Nexus is actually far ahead. I guess he had quite a lot of reclaim in these positions to get. He also stole some from here. And he got the mid-mass, of course. So now we see a push. Please make some flak, just in case. So one thing the ACU can't do is stop air units, so... A Cyber and SCU can do that, but not an ACU. So please make flak when you want to use your ACU. He's going to T3. He is going to lose these expansions, so this should probably die. There's only 2 El Chevaux in this position. He has a huge mass stall, he just can't support what he's trying to make. Needs to stop these T2 support factories and just focus on getting Autumns out. I wonder are these El Chevaux from the space 10 years ago? Could be. Either way, he's looking to do some damage. He can kill these rhinos quite easily. Nice scout. Sees Maitz's entire base. We can see a couple of T2 pigeons. Well, 1.5 T2 pigeons. Lots of T1 power. A lot of rhinos and PDs over here. And he has lost both of his expansions. To the loyalists. But most of Nexus's army is here in this position, and with this army he can take out a lot of maitz's I mean, 12 rhinos, that's a pretty nice take. But there are already 16 loyalists out. And that's a dangerous amount of loyalists, 17 now. These rhinos are going to be vet and reclaim. Actually would not use any overcharges here. Just steal all of this reclaim. But you can see what the Autumns can do versus loyalists. This one needs to move up and not back, just to support this guy. But yeah, you can see loyalists will die pretty quick. Autumn barely survives. It would be so nice for him to get some vet. In a really aggressive position with the ACU, and there's no flak whatsoever. Really risky stuff. Still doesn't seem to be mixing in any flak whatsoever either. Maitz's ACU is lurking in this pond, and this is a really nice place to lurk with your ACU, because this is the ramp obviously that all your units are going to come out of, or most of them. So you can, you know, pop out, get an overcharge, but you know, the later the game goes on, the more likely it is that you get trapped here and brutally murdered. So it's definitely a risk involved. As there is a risk involved with splitting your Ilshavo army away from your ACU when you are this far behind enemy lines. He needs to head for water. And he's not doing that. He's like, Maitz can see this. He can literally just send his 21 loyals back here and just wait until they're both in position, both groups, and kill the ACU. There are only 4 Ilshavos in support. I mean, this is a great opportunity to get a kill on this ACU. Instead, he sends him forward to protect his ACU. Only 2 flex with him, but there's no T2R still from Nexus, so not too dangerous, but so instead he's gonna run the loyalist pass, feed some vet, 4 vet ACU. How long does it take a T2 ACU to get nano with no stall? Yeah, 1 minute. Nano would be pretty epic to have right now. Loyalist getting under the shield gen. Maitz is looking for those money overcharges, but he's not really getting them. So this is really dangerous for Maitz now. He gets another overcharge away. Look, 7k HP. He's going back in. Oh my god. What? Just leave. Just leave. Nexus maintains air control, although neither of these players is actually using their air for anything other than just killing each other's interceptors by the looks of it. The occasional T1 bomber. But Maitz has taken over Nexus's expansions, while Nexus has raided Maitz's, but not taking them over. He's just gonna leave through this passage. Well, maybe the AC is going to the water. A few bumps there on the Loya. And yes, he's pretty safe in there, thanks to stealth. And we still, okay, now we see the switch to bricks. It's a pretty late switch. And he has so much map control. You really should scout this. You always should scout your opponent's plateau, because it's a very safe place to tech mexes. So you really don't know what your opponent's eco is unless you have scouted that. T2 mexes. D2 mixes. That was weird. Game just kind of skipped a beat. 11 Othams now. That's a lot of Othams in this ACU, just roaming around the battlefield looking for targets. There's a lot of reclaim just left here unattended. Also a lot of transports in the base that are getting killed by inties, despite Nexus having more inties. Oh, we see an Autumn drop to the back, to the plateau. So this should be... he should wipe out this plateau with this Autumn, barring counter drop. There is no T2R from maitz as far as I can see. Overcharge only gets one loyalist. The other escapes to a different depth. Let's see, a lot of PD's gone up. He can outrange PDs, and in fact there is T2R. Oh, that guy's dead. That's unfortunate. Here is T2R. We see some gunships coming out. No flak here at all, as Nexus sends most of his army to clear out this top side, and we see, wow. Yeah, it's just too much. You don't need to send 2 bricks and 2 loyalists onto this plateau to kill it. That's like 3 PDs and a T1 factory. Not even a single... is there even an engineer here? Maybe it got killed by the transports as they came in. Yeah, on this plateau I always upgraded to T2 support factory, make flex. And then make T3 mixes. And they're pretty much safe. You can just make a shield in between all 3 of them as well, to be extra safe. No point in having basically no protection versus drops here. Usually the protection versus drops is that you have this side, so you spot them as they're coming in, but he had lost this side for so long that drop could have flown in extremely easily for the last 15 minutes probably. So it definitely could have, maitz could have exploited that a lot sooner. He also could have dropped some NGs to reclaim and steal the mexes. You can also TML your opponent from here. Well, you need to make them down here so that they don't hit this massive mountain. Autumns versus Loyas. Not really sure what happened there. This ACU, I thought he might have gone for nano at this stage, but no. We don't see any RAS. Is maitz's AC still in this pond? Yeah, he should really look to get out of there. You don't want to stay there. Autumn's probably dropped to the back of the base. They're just gonna give some reclaim. Once again, there's a T3 mech from Nexus. No T3 mechs here. How many bricks do we got? Whoa, why are they all on the base? Not sure why he had so many units in his base there. Probably should pay more attention. I guess this army just pushed straight down, and he didn't want to engage it. This army's gonna skip the base, move to the second expansion where there's T3 support factory about to complete. That would be a nice kill. This position is also dead. I mean, oh, Nexus, you know there's T2 air, and you still have no flak whatsoever. Do you have any flak in any of your build queues? NGs, Autumns, no. Always make flak. And I don't mean this shitty flak. make a shield, and then make your AA as well. But yeah, he's gonna lose air, and there's a lot of gunships. I mean, it's not enough to kill this ACU. These beasts are ACU, but like, eventually there will be. Okay, now we see flak coming out. Finally, this position is gonna die again. This position was never even regained, I think. He redrops an Autumn here. Killed something. Is that a loyalist? And there must have been an NG here at some stage, because maitz has the Nexus. I should probably build a support factory here. Now the gunships are heading to the base. They can kill these B-gens. You could take all three of these B-gens. Well, actually his inties were not supporting. Miss Micro there, he does a move order from Nexus. Those gunships should be dead already, but like there was opportunity to definitely kill some pigeons with those T2 gunships, and that was missed. So Corsairs out to defend. Also bricks in position. It's a pretty solid army, but if he doesn't kite, he's gonna die a lot. Also, Nexus does not have the best formation. You're just kind of streaming in, needs to regroup. Hard to regroup around these pillars though. Really strange place for a T3 land fight to happen, but there you go. And now Corsairs come in to decimate the power supply. PGN's gone down everywhere. Loyalists, maybe slightly mistimed, but oh, this is hard to watch. It's gonna lose everything. He has 13 T1 PGNs left and not even a Hydro. And that's GG basically. Don't see any way back from this. The Flex had left the base with the army to fight this bizarre fight over here. Why this happened, I don't know. But yeah, trying to build a T2 PGN here is not a good plan. He quickly realizes. Needs to pause his T3 land production as well. I mean, look, minus 236, minus 240. You can't afford that either. Pause literally everything until you make PGNs, and then, well, just head back to your AA so you don't get sniped. Probably will get sniped anyway. Yeah, T3 land production is not cheap. Don't leave it running when you have this power salt. What is maitz doing off the back of this? He's just gonna make a spider. Please put storage around this. Yeah, I don't really see why he would make a spider here. He just needs to keep making sure that Nexus can't make any power, and if he just makes more Corsairs, he can do that. He can just deny any power production. And he should not. Well, actually, it is okay to shoot fire at this ACU and use your T3 tanks. He should definitely use them right now against the ACU because, well, he kind of missed his window already. 4 T2 pigeons are up instantly. It's pretty insane how fast he got those up. but there was a serious period of time where Nexus could not overcharge at all, and that would have been a great time to attack this ACU. It also would have been a great time to just continue sniping the power before he can get any shield up, or just snipe the ACU, which had no flak around him. Again, this is gonna leave more vet. Oh, he only got one with that, so he's getting pretty low now. This is not worth it anymore. And he, oh, it's so low now, and no AA around. This is really dangerous. He needs to leave. Oh, see, he moves away, so the brick moves closer to get into range, and then moves back into range instantly. Catches the brick just barely in range before it can micro away and gets the kill. Spider's done, and it's scouted. Don't know if he knew that was coming, but he definitely sees it now. It's pretty obvious when you see those missiles as well, even if he didn't literally see it on the map. Those missiles are just a telltale sign. The anti-air missiles. And he's still walking towards enemies and away from his AA. He looks to have a death wish. He has no more vets to get, so no more free instant HP. Oh, and there's still Corsairs coming in and doing damage. These items are not going to be worth anything versus that spider. He doesn't have enough of them. ACU, obviously no use. Those bricks are all going to die. The spider's going to try and chase down the ACU. There's no way he can evacuate transport, I'm pretty sure. So he wants to find the kill, but he needs to get a boat in the water, or no, he needs to send an Autumn under there so that he can see the ACU. Wait, what? Where are these torps going? Is he like attacking ground or what? What? That was really weird. Either way, his ACU is just about to die. Will these Corsairs get another pass? They won't. Probably no. But the monkeys get him very close, and it's already vetted. I thought Torps can see a stealth combat visual. They don't have water vision. And he just quits. Put a drive an Autumn down there, and it will see him. So there are different kinds of vision, and water vision is one of them. There's normal vision, and then there's water vision, and that's what you need to see subs. Stealth subs need water vision. So that's why sonar can't see them, but if you have a boat next to them, they'll be able to see them. Or an amphibious unit like a Wagner, Autumn, Percy, Brick, another ACU, although yes, they have Omni, so the Omni sees it. So that was a interesting game. I mean, we saw maitz take over this part of the map. We eventually saw them just take over all of the map pretty much. The ACUs were very active, very dangerous spots. Could have seen deaths a lot faster, but maitz was in a deficit for quite a long time, but this power snipe just won him the game, I think. Nexus was really slow getting flax out. He should have had flax a long time before that. He didn't, and Although he found out that SAC was trapped here, couldn't exploit it because, well, he just misunderstood stealth. Sonar can't see stealth. Stealth underwater units. So GG, nice win by maitz. Cool to see a new ladder player around, even if he beats me.